Good day, everyone. It's indeed a delight to have you all here. I welcome our dear parents, teachers, and guardians to this special occasion. The topic of today's discussion is intelligence, nature or nurture. The issue of the effect of nature on nurture and intelligence is indeed an age-long one. So many people have argued that children are intelligent due to the fact that they inherited intelligent genes from their parents, while others are of the opinion that the environment has a vital role to play on how intelligent or not a child eventually becomes. By environment, we mean factors that shape who we are when it comes to learning, such as our early childhood, our social relationships, our upbringing, our level of exposure, and of course, life experiences. In fact, the environment is any and everything that helps to shape and mold a child, while on the other hand, nature is defined as the inherent features, characters, or qualities of a child. This debate forms the basis of our discussion today. To do justice to this, join me as we make welcome from my left,
Aquao, Daniel.
Purple Obama, and to my right,
Saka McHenry. Yekazi Chimduga.
Joshua Clifford.
thank you very much. So, Master Msaka, as the first speaker, what is your take on this issue? Are you of the opinion that intelligence is inherited? Or are you of the opinion that the environment influences a child's level of intelligence?
Well, thank you, Elira. Heredity has been found to be one of the most influential factors determining the development of intelligence in humans. According to research studies conducted by Devitt and Umrod in 2007, it says that identical twins exhibit similar IQ, even if they are raised in different environments. This implies that their levels of intelligence are inherited from their parents at birth and will always, and I repeat, always manifest, irrespective of the different environments they are raised in. This indicates that genetic factors play a significant role in the development of intelligence. Also, studies carried out on adopted children show that they still express levels of intelligence related to that of their biological parents. No matter how different the environment is, in this case both negative and positive, the adopted children will still end up exhibiting the same IQ to that of their biological parents. So yes, Elera, I do think that genetics is the basis of intelligence.
Thank you very much, Master Nsaka. Very interesting. Ms. Nyakazi, are you also of the same view, or do you have a contrary view?
Well, I am still of the opinion that intelligence is inherited, as the first speaker mentioned. Intelligence has been found to run along family lines. Studies demonstrate that children born of parents with high IQ tend to exhibit high IQ, while children born of parents with low IQ tend to exhibit the same. This implies that genes concerned with intelligence are passed on from parents to their children, and this has been justified by academic studies which reaffirm that children possess hereditary genes from their parents. Let's look at it this way. Ordinarily, children are the product of fusion of genes of both parents. If a child can inherit height, skin color, hair length, density and texture, and even facial features from their parents, why is intelligence different? Therefore, genes linked to intelligence are inherited by children from their parents the same way as other gene segments, and expressed in equal magnitudes as those concerned with other traits. Furthermore, if children are said to inherit diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and cancer, now tell me, why is intelligence any different?
Really? Why is intelligence any different? Well, we are making progress. So, Master Aquao, what is your take on this issue?
Well, I have a different opinion from the previous speakers. Environmental factors have shown to influence the intelligence of a child. In 2007, Devitt and Umrod, in the same study that the first speaker mentioned, also highlighted some environmental factors that influence intelligence. These include social environment, nutrition, toxic substances, formal schooling, and even motivation. Simply put, social environment is influential in determining intelligence. Studies have proven that children brought up from well-to-do homes record higher IQ scores than those brought up in low-income homes. For instance, having a comfortable and stable social environment that will not affect the learning process of the child will help the child in acquiring knowledge. However, I will not rule out the fact that some children are dogged in the pursuit for greatness and tend to go the extra mile irrespective of the social environment they are raised in. But you would agree with me that social environment is key to developing intelligence. Similarly, in the US, studies show that foster children who are eventually adopted record higher IQ scores than their counterparts that are still in foster care for longer period of time. This means a child tends to do better when its environment is more peaceful and comfortable for itself rather than when it is not. Therefore, it is apparent that intelligence is not influenced entirely by genetic factors, but environmental factors also play a significant role. The implication of this is that parents must be extremely involved in the nurture of their children. It is the responsibility of parents to provide a stable social environment for their children, an environment free from tension and rancor, so that the child can have both physical and emotional stability. Parents should also avoid quarreling and tearing at each other in front of the child because this brings distress to their children and affects them psychologically. This kind of environment, of course, will affect the level of performance of their child. Therefore, it is highly advisable that parents provide a stable social environment so it influences the intelligence of their child positively. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master Kwawo. Truly amazing. So you are saying that genetics is not enough.
It is not enough.
The environment also has a role to play. Well, Miss Pepple, please, what is your take on this issue?
Of course, genetics alone is not enough. Nutrition has been identified to play significant roles in the development of intelligence. In fact, according to HEPNA in 2002, it mentioned that a child who consumes proper nutrition will exhibit higher IQ scores than a child who is malnourished. And that is why a child who is well fed will likely be more intelligent than a child who is always hungry and malnourished. Once again, just as the last speaker said, parents have a major role to play here. They must ensure that their children are given balanced diets and are not just allowed to eat whatever they feel like eating. In fact, science has proven that what a child eats for the first few years of his life affects the development of the brain in terms of behavioral and cognitive abilities. Children should not always eat noodles and junk food. Parents have to go the extra mile to ensure that they cook and feed their children well. This is the nurture we're talking about here. It has also been observed that toxic substances in the environment influence intelligence. Evidence to this phenomenon is the effect of fetal alcohol syndrome on the neurological development of children. Fetal alcohol syndrome is associated with excessive consumption of alcohol during pregnancy. If a mother drinks heavily while pregnant, it has been found to cause problems like delayed language development, reduced motor coordination, and even mental retardation in the child that is eventually born. As such, it is apparent that toxic substances do influence intelligence. That a child may inherit intelligence from his or her parents. The child may become mentally retarded due to the fact that the environment the child lived in as a fetus was very toxic. Thank you.
Wow, truly beautiful. Thank you very much, Miss Pepple. Thank you, honestly. Interesting. Let's quickly hear from our fifth and final speaker for today.
Oh, thank you. Another significant environmental factor which influences intelligence is formal schooling. A child who is always in school and completes his education will definitely be more intelligent than a school dropout. Research studies indicate that the IQ for school dropouts decline year by year for every year school time is missed. Moreover, the quality of education given to a child will also affect the child's level of intelligence. A child that's sent to a good school like Aladumo International High School will definitely do better than a child that is being tutored by and untrained personnel. Now, the duty lies on parents to send their children to good schools. Motivation is another external factor which also influences intelligence. Now, take the instance of the renowned neurosurgeon Ben Carson. From every indication, everybody except his mother wrote him off as being dull. But his mother motivated him and gave him the right environment, and he was able to move from F grades to A-star grades. Wow. Did he inherit intelligence or dullness from his parents? Well, we do not know, but what we know is that at first he was not doing well, but with motivation and the right environment, he became a star, and he is in the limelight today. This still boils down to proper parenting. The duty of nurture and care lies with parents. Now, parents are also meant to motivate their children by having regular discussions with them as they grow up so as to bring out the best in them. As a parent, your transferred genes are not enough. You still have a lot of work to do. Thank you.
Wow, honestly amazing. Dear audience, I believe you have heard it all. By way of summary, we can comfortably say that both nature and nurture influence a child's level of intelligence. If a child is born intelligent, there is still need for the right nurture and motivation to maintain such intelligence. If a child is left to himself, he or she may not, I use the word may not reach his full potential, which is attainable. While on the other hand, even if one is said to be dull from birth, then given the right nurture and motivation, that child can become a star like Ben Carson, as the fifth speaker spoke of. If the parents start to take such drastic measures by nurturing this intelligence and take a step further by sending the child to a great institution like Aladumo International High School, that child can be pushed and motivated to be what he or she wants to be in life. I can clearly say that I have learned a lot from today's discussion, and I hope we all can also say that nature is not enough. Nurture is also very important, and they both influence a child's level of intelligence. Thank you for listening and enjoy the rest of the program.